Hello everybody, it's TannerFishies here, back again with a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing another Ninjago Season 16 theory that involves the character of Nia once again. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video about a tweet that Tommy Andreasen made, and the tweet itself is actually pretty interesting when you think about it. It's only a couple of words long, but anything from the creator of Ninjago, no matter how long or short, is very much worth considering and worth analyzing. I cannot stress that enough. The tweet that I'm referring to, you'll see it on your screen right now. Somebody over on Twitter asked Tommy Andreasen for a hint or a clue regarding Ninjago Season 16, to which Tommy Andreasen simply responded with, "The seas are restless." As fantastic of a quote as that is, unfortunately it doesn't really tell us much, but it does open up the door for several theories and possibilities, and in today's video we're going to be discussing yet another one. As mentioned, this video will be containing a Ninjago theory of sorts, not so much anything factual aside from what was said from the Ninjago creator, but otherwise, everything that you're going to be hearing in today's video will be just my own opinion, my own theory, nothing 100% concrete or confirmed, so keep that in mind as you continue watching forward. As mentioned, I previously talked about that statement a while back on this channel, and in that video I sort of referenced the idea that maybe the seas being restless is code for Nia being restless. You know, the seas and Nia, they're pretty much synonymous with one another at this point. Nia is the sea is Nia. Nia is essentially water following the ending of Ninjago Seabound, and most fans made this connection as well. The reason why Nia would be restless is possibly due to her constantly suffering with her own identity and not knowing what exactly that is. Is she the water herself, or is she Samurai X? I have a feeling that maybe Samurai X might show up at some point in time. You know, Nia's Samurai X, not Pixels. According to the leaked set list from Promo Bricks, yeah, there will be a Nia Samurai X mech at some point this year. So maybe she's dealing with that identity crisis. Either way, the concept of Nia struggling with her own identity and who she is, we got hints to that towards the ending of Ninjago Seabound, and I feel like starting in Season 16, we could see that play out in full force, hence why the seas would be restless. But we've already talked about that, and we've already discussed that idea, so let's move on to a new idea. Why else would the sea, or Nia, be restless? What would cause Nia this great deal of stress? Why would she be restless? Well, I started looking back through Ninjago's history, and I may have found what's making Nia so restless. And in my opinion, the answer to that question may in fact lie on the Dark Island itself. The Dark Island was obviously introduced in Ninjago during Season 2 of the series, as it emerged from the sea and pretty much created a huge new landmass in the Ninjago universe that we had not yet seen before. Obviously the Dark Island had existed this entire time, but the first time that we saw the Dark Island emerge from the sea, it pretty much doubled the landmass of the entire Ninjago world. The universe that we know essentially doubled in size. If the Dark Island were to have emerged nowadays, I could totally see that being the reason why the seas would be restless. I mean, a giant evil island emerging from the ocean, that's sure to stir up some trouble for aquatic creatures and maybe even aquatic elemental masters that may or may not be part of the ocean. I could see that being a huge issue for Nia, and building off of that statement even further, since the Dark Island has already emerged, maybe the activity on the Dark Island has alerted Nia, and that's what's causing her all of this stress. Because obviously it cannot be the island rising up again, because it never went back down to my knowledge. After the defeat of the Overlord, there were still several more stories set on the Dark Island, including Season 3 for a brief period of time, and obviously the Dark Island trilogy, but the Dark Island itself could very well hold a great deal of stress for Nia and the rest of the aquatic life that lives beneath the sea. According to the previously mentioned Promo Brick set list, we also know of several Ninjago villains that are going to be coming back as well, including but not limited to Harumi, Esphira, Pythor, the Skull Sorcerer, etc., etc. There's also an interesting character known as the Crystal King, who has Overlord vibes according to the actual set descriptions as well. According to Promo Bricks, the Crystal King's body will consist of armor that looks similar to that of the Overlord's armor from Season 3. Obviously, we cannot confirm or deny that just yet because we do not have set images, just descriptions, but combining the aspects of the Crystal King having Overlord-esque armor and multiple villains coming back, maybe the Dark Island is actually seeing more activity now than ever before. Perhaps the new villainous army will be teaming up or meeting on the Dark Island, and that's their secret meetup spot. I mean, the Dark Island is just kind of sitting out there doing nothing, so I imagine some people would want to use that as a secret base or a secret meeting spot, and what better people to do that than previously established Ninjago bad guys. This would also be a fine introduction to the return of the Overlord as well, because obviously with all of the activity going on the Dark Island, that's prime opportunity for the Overlord to come back. Because the Dark Island was essentially the home of the Overlord, and taking into account that the Overlord cannot die, I'm thinking that maybe the Dark Island, or maybe even the Overlord's presence, has something to do with why Nia is so restless. Being a natural part of Ninjago's environment now, it makes sense that she would pick up on things like this, maybe even long before anybody else in Ninjago even gets word of what's exactly going on. Because of this, I could totally see Nia being used as a warning to the ninja. If the Dark Island is truly experiencing some weird villainous activity, Nia could probably alert the ninja or even Master Wu about what's been going on. From a narrative standpoint, that could be pretty scary to witness. If Nia just shows up in a panic, going on about something happening on the Dark Island, that would surely freak a lot of people out, especially the ninja. I mean, not only is Nia back, but the Dark Island being back as well in a way, that would certainly express that a huge threat is on its way. Another way that you could do that is maybe having Nia battle the new threat first. Maybe season 16 begins with Nia's perspective and she's just investigating the Dark Island. After a quick battle with however many villains are on the Dark Island, maybe she comes face to face with the new threat and is actually not strong enough to defeat said threat. As such, she returns back to the ninja defeated and perhaps teams up with them one more time. Not only would that be an awesome way to introduce this new threat, but a threat that not even Nia can handle after Nia obliterated Wajira in the last season, that would certainly be a pretty significant threat that the ninja would have to work together in order to defeat. I think that could work out very well, especially having Nia be the first line of defense that ultimately gets defeated. I like that idea a lot. Maybe that's also why the seas are restless. Perhaps Nia is trying to do everything on her own, but simply cannot do that yet because, again, the ninja are a team. The ninja team is forever. Ultimately though, guys, anything can potentially happen. I mean, the seas can be restless for a number of different reasons that could be referring to the physical seas themselves and a landmass particularly causing trouble, which I've proposed could be the Dark Island, but in my opinion, the restless sea comment is more likely referring to Nia and her personality, which is what I discussed in the previous video on this topic. Nia being restless could very well be a part of her identity crisis. Her not knowing who she is or what she's supposed to do, what her purpose is, I think we could explore that as well, and in my opinion, that's much more of a likely reason as to why the seas would be restless. But of course, those are just my theories, my own personal thoughts on the season 16 storyline and the restless seas comment made by series creator Tommy Andreasen. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Leave a comment down below discussing why exactly you think the seas are going to be restless in season 16. What exactly was Tommy Andreasen referring to? Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed today's video. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and as always, check out the links down below in the description from other forms of social media. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Once again, you guys, my name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.